Welcome back to another episode of Emikicchin cooking channel. Tonight's dinner will be some salmon sashimi as a main dish. I'm going to be making some Koya tofu and enoki and seaweed酢の物 and a miso soup. I'm just making the stock first to make my Koya tofu and miso soup. This here is Koya tofu. Koya tofu is a freeze-dried tofu. They literally look like little hard sponge blocks, and you just need to resaturate them with any kind of flavoring that you'd like to make them soft and yummy again. Today I'm making them my favorite way, as a nimono style, nice and juicy, full of broth. You usually have to go to a Japanese style supermarket to buy these in Sydney. I haven't really seen much of them being sold at Chinese or Korean supermarkets. They're packed full of protein and lots of vitamins and minerals. In particular, it has lots of vitamin E to prevent aging, so it does have a bit of an anti-aging aspect to it, and can also help to prevent diseases like osteoporosis, where your bone density gets low and you can get lots of fractures when you're older. I'm literally just leaving my Koya tofu there to slowly simmer away, to slowly rehydrate and soak in all that flavor. I usually cook it for around 15 minutes and that'll be done. I'm doing a quick and easy miso soup in the bottom pan. I've got some dried shiitake mushrooms there, just rehydrating. I'm also rehydrating some wakame and some seaweed there in that white bowl. I'm just chopping up my enoki mushrooms here. I'm gonna put some in the miso soup, but I'm also gonna keep some for my wakame, seaweed and enoki酢の物 dish that I'll also be making today. I'm just popping my enoki mushrooms into a microwave safe container to quickly cook them off. And of course, I've decided to simultaneously start cooking my fourth dish. Just popped in some sesame oil. I had a whole bunch of Chinese broccoli in the fridge that I bought at the supermarket earlier today, so I'm just gonna stir fry them off. I'm cooking the stems first because they take longer to cook. And just like that, you can see now my seaweed has really resaturated and is ready to be used.酢の物 is a very standard Japanese dish. It's just a bit of soy sauce, sugar and vinegar. I usually like to mix them 1 part each, but you can find your own ratio that you like to eat with. This sauce is really good, especially for summertime, and often goes really well with things like seaweed or okra, cucumbers, even some of the harusame noodles, the rice noodles as well. I'm trying to incorporate a lot more seaweed into our diet lately. It's been proven that people who eat more seaweed have lower risks of heart disease and strokes, and it's so easy to prepare as well. Here I've just combined my cooked enoki mushrooms with my seaweed and sauce, give them a stir, and that's done. Just gonna pop that in the fridge, it'll be yummier served cold. Now I am determined to get all my Chinese broccoli into this saucepan here. And now that I've got the lid on, it's my win. Just gonna let that slowly steam away. Just be careful to not let it burn. I'm also just preparing my spinach goma-ae dish as well. I literally cook this dish every week because spinach is so affordable and is packed full of nutrients. Now that my Chinese broccoli is cooked, I'm just quickly flavoring it. I've got some oyster sauce and some soy sauce. I got these Pyrex glass Tupperware containers from a family friend a few Christmases ago, and honestly, best gift I've ever received. I do a lot of meal prep of these small side dishes, so it's just really nice to have the same containers in the fridge. I just find it so much more visually appealing. making up my sauce for the spinach goma-ae dish. I have introduced this in a previous video before. You'll probably see it come up very frequently. It's really important to wring out all the water as much as you can from the spinach so that the flavor doesn't get diluted. Once everything's incorporated, it's time to add your crushed sesame. I've recycled my old BTS coffee cups for these, Jimin being my crushed sesame container. It's finally time to prepare the main dish. Tonight it's just sashimi, so it's just a matter of cutting it up, which is just so simple and easy. I found this huge block of salmon sashimi at Flemington today for only $16.50. Salmon sashimi is packed full of protein. You get about 20 to 25 grams of protein per 100 grams of salmon. It makes it a very macro-friendly meal. It's obviously packed full of omega-3, which is really important for brain and cardiovascular function. And to top it off, it's just so yummy. Who can resist? I'm just regretting choosing this small plate for tonight's serving, but I'm not bothered to wash another dish, so this will be it. And finally, it's time to serve up the dish. Probably only been about 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes since I've started cooking tonight's meal. And having sashimi as the main meal is such a time saver, even for those busy weeknights. I've also got a little bit of leftovers, which will be really helpful for me for the rest of the week. My enoki mushrooms and seaweed酢の物. The flavor has nicely marinated through just by sitting in the fridge and is ready to serve. My lazy miso soup is also ready to go as well, just dissolving my
Thank you so much for watching again. Please remember to like and subscribe to show your support.
It's dinner time.
Feel free
ready
to
drop
serve.
through any requests as to what you might want to